let's just show off the image generator first. Um, this is it here, and this is the home screen. We'll put the link up later if you're curious about learning how this works overall. But um, just to put it simple, and I've got 15 searches here that I can do, so we'll use those during this live session. And it takes a little bit to generate each one, but I can create something like a new Lego set idea, and maybe I want the box in the background with the box background, comma, themed around. Let's see. Maybe we want to just kind of go wild and try the floor's lava show. I don't know if anyone has seen that, but I'm just curious what that would throw up for us. The floor is lava TV show, or let's put this themed around the TV show. Show the floor. Let's get this up. All right. So let's give that a shot. And I'm not sure if the descriptor for Netflix would help, but I don't want to confuse it too much. Let's see what happens there. So just to show off some of the images that we've created so far using this image creator. There's already a short that we've put out around different Goosebumps sets that were created. So we really have put this to the test on different sets. So here's one that we were trying to make for Slappy. And as you can see, it really doesn't know what things are. It's just seen a lot of different images. So it tries to compile or put together. So we have a box in the background of this figure, which looks very Goosebumps-like, but not very Lego-like. The front figures are very Lego. It has Lego figures and definitely Lego pieces. So it's done a good job there. In the box looks very Lego, but as you can see, it says ages 39 to 4, which is just hilarious. And then it can't make out the words very well, but it's pulled in the Goosebumps logo really well. Nothing really makes sense here because the AI just doesn't fully understand it. So let's check back on the image creator now and see what it's come up with for us for the floor is lava. This is really cool. So the box looks horrible to start with. It just the floor is lava, and I guess this feels like something out of the Lego movies almost, where people are kind of walking. I don't know, it's just kind of goofy, so I could see the image creator had pulled a lot from that. So let's move to the next one. Oh, here's another example, by the way, the 1 to 4, and it has no idea what all these numbers are, but tries to generate them as best as it can. Another example of that, 8 to 12 has that, but doesn't have the thing age here. Tried to produce a Lego number, which is kind of impressive. That has 5 digits in there, and then some kind of title, and then tries to generate something that looks like this. This is hilarious too. Kind of reminds me of something that I could see in the TV show where everything's on fire, and just there's a fire truck on top of the house. And for whatever reason, this guy's smiling while everything's burned down. Just look at these people here. Just it's insane. So just AI is not perfect yet, but it can create some cool ideas. So far I haven't seen anything worthy of anything here. This is kind of interesting, though, I will say. This triple-decker house here, and then the whole place is on fire. So it looks like the TV show The Floor is Lava hasn't been fed in. The AI doesn't really understand what that concept is. It just understands what lava is. So really tries to produce that. And then here's another one that it almost feels like I've got no pants, whatever that is from the movies. But why is this guy centrally located in just a ring of fire? Why? I guess there's some kind of fireman type thing, and the Lego man's hand has turned into like a Terminator 2 type robot. Also, we have a cross now as a number. It's 8 to dash cross or plus 2. It's really funny. So as you can see, it's not perfect, but let's maybe like look at something else, some other idea. Um, the Lego Masters TV show. Uh, um, add that. Let's try that. Okay, so Lego Masters. Let's see if we can make a Lego set based on Lego Masters. And while it's doing that, let's just take a look at some other ideas that have been generated. So we tried to look at Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory yesterday, and it didn't really create a set as much as like a character set, but this is kind of impressive to see a Legoized Willy Wonka on the screen there, and then just gibberish over here. And then this almost feels like Futurama's version of Willy Wonka, but another, at least there's a factory in the background, not close to the show, but it does understand what the Willy Wonka font is and what Willy Wonka generally looks like. So that's kind of cool. And then here's another example of what AI has produced. Not a lot of ideas that you could really get from this, but just kind of interesting, the realism that it tries to create around the Lego character. He almost looks cross-eyed for whatever reason. And then the last one, this is kind of cool. So, you can pull some ideas from this. Again, just to reiterate, things aren't really perfect here. So, none of the font seems to be working right, and none of the people are perfect, but they're kind of close. But you could generate the colors and this type of thing to come up with your own general theme and pull from the real pictures and whatnot. But I like how it added the hat to the top, and I'm not sure that there's clouds like this, but if you create something like that, would be kind of cool. Let's jump back and see what it's created for our last query, which was a new Lego set idea with a box in the background themed on the TV show Lego Masters. And from what I can tell, it doesn't really seem to understand what Lego Masters TV show is. So let's see if it's going to show anything. Here we go. So yeah, just it has no clue what Lego Masters is. It's a little bit of a disappointment compared to some of the other hits that I've seen so far. Just no clue. This is kind of cool. Probably pulled this from some other Lego set or idea, but general kind of a modular house that could be maybe pulled out of this, and some new ideas brought in. I do like the boxes in the background, just how easily it generates these boxes. I couldn't do this on my own, so the fact that we're sitting here and we're able to do this live essentially, and you can generate something really quickly, to use on your own is really neat. So that's what I've liked about it. So let's see if anyone in chat has any ideas for Lego sets, throw them out. But you can have another 13 ideas that can be generated. Maybe it's a new Marvel set. I know that those things are constantly coming out, but it's a Marvel Loki set. Loki, let's see, themed around Marvel Loki escaping from the TVA. So witness minutes. Let's see, I'm just curious what it'll generate here. So usually it takes about a minute for it to generate, but let me see, looking back at some of the older prompts. So we did an old prompt just to show you what we tried yesterday, which is a new cool Marvel themed Lego set that's focused around Loki. And this first set, when we were looking at it, just noticed it has a very Thor-like feature to it, but really cool how it's generated versions of Loki in the background, like just different variants. This one almost feels like a Thanos variant of Loki, and then like a small Iron Man, Ant-Man type Loki. And then this car is kind of cheesy in the background, but I could see this as maybe a set. But they did a good job, generating a Loki here in front of a car. Nice action going on. Reminds me of the first Avengers movie where Loki's trying to take over. I'm not really sure what this goatee thing is hanging off the front of his chin, but just kind of interesting to see there. And then the last one it generated was this image here. And again, not a lot to go off of, but let's see what it's generated now off the prompt that we just had it do. So it generated 4 images, which is what it usually generates. Nothing cool or too appealing, but it was a new Lego set idea with a box in the background theme around Marvel's Loki escaping from the TVA with Miss Minutes. So clearly probably doesn't understand what Miss Minutes is, which is kind of sad. I was hoping it would show some kind of image of that, but has Loki here and a little spaceship type thing. Almost looks like the round part of the TVA. This also feels like the first Avengers movie. Maybe that's what's gotten fed in here. Is a lot of the Avengers film. So just kind of reading Loki from that versus some of the new media that's out there. And again, some of the Marvel comics have probably been fed in, but feels like a bad mashup of the Ghostbusters with Marvel. It's like different variants of Loki kind of running from itself. I could see this as like a TV show within itself. It's like if Loki became Ant-Man. So let's take a look back at some of the other stuff that was generated yesterday. If there's any other thoughts that come to me. Here's a kind of interesting idea, just to take a different angle. Ran the query, a new Lego creator set idea centered around the Red Rocks Amphitheater. And here's 4 ideas that it generated. So if you're trying to come up with a Lego set, let's say, I live in Colorado and I love to go to Red Rocks. It's quite a ways for me, but occasionally I'll get tickets and go. And while these aren't perfect replicas of the amphitheater, this one's probably pretty close. Although it feels like Greek art was combined with it a little bit. Let's take a look at it. And I'm not sure how you'd make the rocks like that. I'm sure there's probably a way to figure out some kind of angling mechanism, but I could see this being a Lego set in the future. It's just a way to help you visualize how the Legos would come together. And then another one, what's inaccurate about this is it's rounded, but it looks like there's been enough stuff fed into this DALL E3 image search through Microsoft Bing that it kind of recognizes what's going on here. So it's kind of interesting. And then another one, has the old style trees, but I could see creating something like that. The rocks are in the wrong place, but kind of neat. And then this is way off, but almost feels like something in another state. I could see this in like New Mexico or Arizona or somewhere being built, but could generate an idea. It almost feels like a wedding area or chapel. So a lot of ideas can be generated here. And again, we talked earlier about the efficacy of this. Is this good or bad? Should we be doing this? And I think really, it's here to stay. Like I said, so I would say embrace it. If you're not embracing it, what you might find is people are kind of laughing us. So here's 4 interesting ideas that we'll look at, and this will be kind of the last thing that we'll look at today before we wrap it up, unless anyone in chat has something that they want to see specifically. But a new Lego creator set idea. So just was curious, kind of what would it create there. So this feels like Star Wars met like 1980s Legos for whatever reason. But it's just very mishmash of stuff. Not a lot of really great ideas here. Interesting to look at, I would say, but that's what the AI does is it doesn't really understand what buses are, it doesn't really understand what buildings are. It tries to do the best job it can to replicate what has been fed into the system. And then this, yeah, I love this piece because I could see a robot being generated from this specific piece. Two of these eyes, you know, I know there's pieces out there that could be used to put this together, but just the image here of how it feels like someone had tinkered together with this. So if you're trying to put together a quick piece of concept art, you know, to put in the background of something, it can be done like this. And then another example, and I'm not even really sure what this is, but it's just kind of amazing how much it mismatches stuff. And then the last image. So something could come out of this. It's kind of a neat little modular set. And we did test that with a few other things. Here's one for Disney's Haunted Mansion. That, you know, you could make a modular set around the Disney's Haunted Mansion. Some of the aspect ratio isn't correct, so you'd have to figure that out. But you could pull ideas from this, and I love how, again, it created the box in the background. It's just so interesting how it makes up the age ranges, and it tries to copy the art, or there's two E's here. So I would imagine in future versions of this program that they fix that. So they got the creator right here, but that's not even a number. Cool concept though, you know, as far as like a modular house, you know, I'm not sure. Reminds me a lot of the Haunted Mansion that they have out today, or sorry, the haunted house that they have out today, which is very large. So maybe that's where a lot of it's, you know, getting pulled here. Here's another example of that. But a lot of the minifigures are the AI just misconstrues them for whatever reason. And then you'd have to use two massive plates here, you know, to build this. But kind of a cool, feels like a New Orleans style haunted house mansion, more of the West Coast Disneyland style house. So I can appreciate that. We did a short about the Goosebumps series, so we looked at that, and then here's something that I tried to create around the Tron Disney ride, and it came up with a few different ideas. I think this is kind of cool, a little bit like the Tron cars. Maybe this exists already. I'm not really sure what Lego sets Tron has done, but some kind of cool stuff there. And then we generated 3 ideas there. Maybe let's just do one more image generation. Let me see if I can think of an idea. We can do a movie maybe that's never been done before. The Bad Guys. I'm not sure if it would recognize that. It's kind of a newer movie. It seems to only recognize some of the older stuff. So I know there's a Home Alone set, but what other ideas would it create around this? I'm curious. So while that's generating, here's a weird idea that Oliver created, which is a new Lego set that Minecraft themed and included a giant Ender Dragon house. So it kind of combined all the things and some of them. So there's definitely an Ender Dragon, but here it almost built them together. Just doesn't really understand the specifics of it, so you got to build in additional prompts to get it to work. Here's another example of that. Let's see if this prompt's done up here. So this is hilarious. So not even Lego like, but you know, they have a high, the AI recognizes the Home Alone theme there, and then smashed all their faces in. So nothing new that you can't already get. Here's a smaller version, I guess, of that house, and them trying to do Trapped. Here's the van. That's kind of funny. Marty trying to get in the bottom. It's this last one. Guess that's him trying to come up with some traps or whatnot. But I guess there's that huge Home Alone house. So Nothing new. So that'll wrap it up. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching all the way through this. Hopefully you found this interesting. We'll be releasing daily shorts of other ideas that we come up with, of new ideas generated from this prompt that'll hopefully help people come up with ideas as we kind of master the algorithm a little bit better. So thanks again for watching.